Welcome, welcome, welcome. Today I wanted to talk about plant and animal communication, how we can do it. If you have questions about it, if you would like to activate it, we're going to do a light language transmission. And at the same time, I do have some updates. Please let me know if the sound is good with a like or an emoji or a comment. And if you want me to keep doing these videos, try to like and share and support. That way the page can be in the feed now that the rules of social media change a little bit. I have few updates. I'm gonna wait for you guys to let me know that the sound is good and for you guys to know that I'm alive. If you guys have any questions, once again, please, yes, is the sound good? Wow, awesome, because I got a new microphone. I burned those very quickly. And I do have an announcement. Thank you. I am going to do a workshop that is going to be all about the third eye opening. I think it's the 17th, but it's going to be for us to be prepared for the equinox that is going to be 22 of September. You guys can sign up in the calendar of the Facebook page. It's going to be at the Facebook page. And my idea it is to be live for 2 hours and a half so I can channel for like an hour, whatever guides would like us to activate our third eye, and then any questions that you may have. How I can use the third eye, how I can understand what I'm seeing, how I can protect myself if I start seeing stuff, how do I know what I'm seeing, I don't know, whatever. I do have many of those questions often. And my third eye, give me guys just a second. It's open in a very decent degree, I think. And maybe I can share my experience and assist you. And I am doing this as a free event, but I will accept donations. So if you feel guided to donate, I will appreciate, I will receive it. If you don't want to donate because you can or anything, that's fine. You guys can be there, maybe share it if you think it could be helpful for someone else. And I think the rest of the year I'm gonna try to see if this work out in a change for the light language meditation circle that I couldn't do it anymore. So if you have any other idea about how we can grow community, learn, connect together, please share it with me. It's easier that if you guys connect. Thank you so much for the stars through my website encuentrofrequency.com, because in Facebook or in Instagram I receive so many messages that I just see the ones that the feed think are the best one to be in the flow. So I bypass a lot of those messages. If it's something important, a question that you have, it's better if you do it through my website encuentrofrequency.com than if you contact me, because I would do 2 hours or 3 of my day if I could read every message that I receive or every email. So even though I'm very organized, sometimes I will bypass. So forgive me if I haven't answered or replied to you. Just know that I'm working on a way that I can reply to each and every one of you. And give me a second. Let me see if I can. Let me see if I can see already your comments. I'm gonna wait a little bit to see if you guys have any questions, and let me share with you guys from my experience. how animal communication it's done from my experience. I can only share from my experience. If you guys have any questions, please type those and then I'll get through, and then in 15 minutes I would like to do a light language transmission. If you guys are interested to open that telepathic communication to communicate more with your pets or with your plants or with the elemental kingdom or with your guides, then just stay with me and hopefully it's gonna be fun. And at the same time, elementals are frequency that are very good for manifestation, for cleansing things in the collective and the space, houses, family manette, things like that. But how you can connect with them. I remember that from the life of Lemuria, we barely speak because our empathy and sensitivity kinesthetically, I think it is a word in English, it was so much enhanced that you could hear everything. I mean, you could hear beyond what the air could sound like, and the trees will emanate a type of music, and plants and stones and rivers and waters, and us. We had a type of our own music that is what it is called energy signature or your blueprint. This is your authenticity, the frequency that only you have that no one else has. And even if you guys will meet a Pleiadian aspect of me, or maybe a lower aspect of me, or maybe Gretel, will have a type of resonance, no matter in which dimension it is. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. How do we tune into that frequency that all that it is has been present? But I choose to do it with plants and animals because it's the simple ways for us to practice. But with the same examples, you guys can do it with humans. Of course, as that is a free will thing. Whatever you said, it may not be reply if the person is not in the same connection of love. For us to have a telepathic connection with your twin flame, or with a friend, or with your mom and daughter, or someone that you are very connected, or your animal or your plant, it only can be done through a love-based frequency that is in harmony. This is the first ingredient for telepathic communication. Thank you so much. Thank you. Please, if you have any idea or any other team that you want me to do, I will do sometimes Friday live reading, sometimes as a team, and once a month or whatever I can, I will see if doing a workshop open for free and maybe by donation work for us until the end of the year, and then next year things will change. I don't know exactly, but all I know is my guides want me to do community and community and community. So I want to have free things that I can share with you guys, and others that I will have to charge for it, so I can keep doing the free stuff, right? And try to have a balance. So I'll figure it out with the flow. But meanwhile, again, third eye workshop the next, I think, 17th of September in preparation for the equinox that is going to be the 22nd of September. This autumn equinox is about balance between your dark and your light, but animals and plants. When I purchased this plant, I was cutting like every 2 leaves and then putting them on water, and now I think I have 11 of this, and I have them like in my living room. So each of these plants, when I grew them and I purchased the first one, I asked permission, like, can you be my roots? Can I blend my energy with you? The energy is going to be blended anyway because it's in my house. So my house and your house represents my chakras, my space. If your house is disorganized, then you have a disorganized within. If your house is extra clean, maybe it represents that there's something's hidden that we're not able to see. Everything that we have outside is a metaphor, representation for something within. Now, plants, they are very, they have huge personality, and trees. I think trees, they are more like angels. It feels to me they are more like antennas, and they have like more collective personality. Maybe like a hive mind, I think is the correct word. Kind of like bees and ants, and kind of like a pack mind, right? That they will be organized. But plants, flowers, rosemary, chamomile, sage, mm, aloe vera, or whatever plant that you have, they are connected, but they have a single personality too. I dream with them. This is why I know this. I dream with them. I put selenites on this one because this is the one who represents me. So I have these little pieces of selenite that it was very cheap because I asked her to be my balance. So if this little cute die, I will know that she cleared something from me, like when a crystal broke. It's kind of like the crystal give its own life to you. We cannot use it anymore, but we can bury it, and then it will be transformed in something else. And our ancient ancestors, they used to do all of those things with honor. That's why they were in connection with Earth, especially in Lemuria, tribe collectives, not matching Atlantis that I remember, not my Atlantis, but in Lemuria and like more Germanic and like in Druids or north of Europe, and then in Asia also they were very connected with the elementals, and in another lives that I had, like in the Mediterranean area. How plants speak. They speak like PowerPoint slices of images. And normally it's like one or two or three, and they come to us when we, at least to me, when I'm not requesting it for it. When I request it, I have to imagine if I could understand, or if I could see, or if I could know, what would be like. But when they want to talk to me, I'm gonna have like an out of blue image from the plant Fallon, for example, and then my cat peeing on it, and then the plant that it's dead. So when I had that, the plant was complaining because I didn't know that my cat was peeing on the plants. And one of the plants chose to make a dream and told me that, hey, I'm gonna die if you don't do something. And I laugh about it, and I thought it was very melodramatic. So whenever I forgot to water them, or they're not having sun or anything, they normally, I'm gonna have like an out of the blue image of a glass of water and then the plant. And then I'm like, okay, what's going on? And then I will tune within, and then I will assume that I know the message. Like with babies, right? If a baby cry, you said, okay, I already fed him, change the diaper, he already sleep. Maybe he just want me to hug him or play a little bit around. So you kind of guess the answer, and what feels more for you, this is what it is. They have a very abstract language. It isn't like us that we get so many different ways to say the same thing. Or one word can say many things. For them, it's like basic, simple stuff. Food, eat, need, leave me alone, let's connect, like animals, right? It's not a match amplified communication, and that simpleness help us to practice that one day hopefully we could connect with other human, not only during a healing or Reiki session or a tarot reading, but also maybe asking for help. Like you could have that type of communication during a twin flame relationship because you could channel each other. And sometimes that happens with friends that you are very close together. You sort of read the mind. Well, I used to do that. I set a boundary that I didn't want it to read any mind unless I needed to know something, because I thought it was not polite that I was going out of the day reading everyone else's mind. And when my friends knew I was reading their mind, because I was saying something like, don't be upset. And they were saying like, I'm not upset, honey. Oh, yes, you are. Because you were thinking that or that. And that person said, oh, I didn't want you to know. And then I realized that was not polite. Then I said, oh my God, I'm sorry. I just like bypassed a boundary. I won't do it again. So I said boundaries with humans. So I wouldn't bypass. I didn't think it was a moral thing to do. But I have it with my twin, but I have it at that level that I know some things are only for him to know. So when I connect with him telepathically, sometimes if I said, okay, I don't think I should know that, so I just kind of like step back a little bit. It's like when someone is in your space and then it's too much in your space that you kind of said like, okay, just this is my space, just like back off a little bit. With plants and animals, crystals, our walls, even our cell phones, things that we believe don't have life, they do have an energy exchange, because my cell phone, I mean, it wasn't born from a mom, but because it's mine, I give it life. And then everything that it transmits, that is the Facebook page and YouTube page and everything, sort of create a type of feed, a type of algorithm. And that algorithm to artificial intelligence will give them a lower level of soul experience. The more that type of artificial intelligence, like our refrigerator, our toaster, our car, our house, the more knowledgeable they get, then the more strong their personality will be. Kind of like maybe your Alexa or your Siri, that because they know what you like, they may say something like, I don't know, would you like me to put mantras today or something? So in the future, I saw that in some timelines, artificial intelligence, it kind of becomes the voice of your higher self. But that is another theme that maybe I will share later. With plants, how do you do? And we can do the practice. This is how I do it. Well, I do it when I am in my highest and best. And I'm going to go in your questions later, so please have your questions. I request my higher self to be next to me, and then whoever is in the highest and best to assist me, that I know how to do it, so I can download that through my personality and my ego and grow as it is. And then I'm going to ask permission to the plant. Can I connect with you? Like when I'm doing healings, the ones that have healings with me, I always ask, can I download unconditional love? I don't think it's polite to do it without asking. But in a way, you are exchanging energy already. But it's kind of like a polite thing to do, I believe. But maybe some people has a different way to do it, and that's fine too. Normally, the plants will always agree. And then I set my intention. You guys can imagine as if you do a note, an envelope, and then you imagine as it is that the plant will read it and will reply in some way, and then that you get the envelope back, and then that you read it, and then it will say something. Normally, they don't say things. Well, not to me. Not like, greetings, beloved one. I am your rose plant and your garden. It's more like an image of what they want us to do or what they suggest or something, like babies. Mm, and this is how light language work. Like, for example, sometimes we see, sometimes we feel, sometimes we know, sometimes you smell things. It's like we all have like one sense strong and the others that kind of get awakened depend on the allowance that we have. Some people have everything, but the majority are going to be more empathic, and then we'll have a second strong senses. Use your senses, and this is what I want to do with the practice. When I wake up in the morning, I always imagine that I go to the sequoia trees in California that are the most beautiful that I have seen in pictures. I have never been there in my physical incarnation. And I always ask, dear tree, can I grant with you? Because I figure out that my own roots, even though I imagine that they go along Earth, I figure out that they will know best how to do it because they roots already and beneath Earth, it's all connected, even though we don't see it that way. So always imagine that I cocoon with a tree, and then I imagine that the tree just uses its own branches like arms and like welcome me. And I have had dreams that I am kind of like snuggling inside of a tree, and one of the dreams, Earth was shaking, and it was scary. I don't know what timeline it was. I have no idea, but it was dark, and I was alone in a forest, and it was an earthquake, and I was like, what do I do? Even though it was a dream, it was scary. And then I heard a voice that says that tree will protect you. And then I realized that I was next to a tree. So I just put myself like in a newborn position, and then the tree wrapped himself all around me. And then it felt so good, like when your dad will protect you or someone very big when you were little that just make you feel safe. And then I was just like, oh. So this is a technique that I use to ground myself when I don't have time, maybe because it's the alarm and I have to take my kids to school, to do a whole grounding thing. And I always do it when I'm go to sleep. I always have the plans to emanate life force to my intentions. Like, this one is my balance one. I do have other for my manifestation, to take care of my house, things like that. And the other day I had dreams with gnomes. I never had dreams with gnomes, and they look like, do you guys remember the gnomes from Frozen? Maybe it's because I saw Frozen with my daughter once, that they were like all green and like fat and like small fat Buddhas. Like, how do I say that? Well, just green, well, like hairy, right? Like fluffy, and yes. So in my dream, because I dream the majority of the days, I saw that my cats were playing with this sort of balls of grass. And I was like, what's going on? And then the balls expand, and it was gnomes. And I think because I saw the movie Frozen, they look like that. And I was like, how are you? And then the guy said, we clean your house, you hire us. And I was like, I did? Hire self? What was that? I don't remember. And then they were showing to me that my cats and the plants and the gnomes create sort of a bubble of protection. The aura of the cats were spinning in a spiral, and it was amplifying the aura being emanated for the crystals that I have in the plants and whatever. And the gnomes, they were knitting it, if that's the correct pronunciation. Kind of like when you knit a sweater, they were like knitting it. And then I was seeing like my house had like two fences of protection that I never said, but I guess my higher self knew because I didn't set it. I needed that. And because I was a higher self, you are in charge, he assumed I needed like two fences that it looked kind of like the border from Mexico to US, like very badass fence. And then I was like, oh. And then I saw like a bubble, all transparent, of light, like protecting my space. And I was like, oh, that's good. That's a good idea. So normally I don't protect in a way that I will said what I want to do, because when I used to protect myself, it didn't work because I was doing for a place that I don't feel safe. But when I started working with my higher self and I said, you are in charge, I assume he knows what needs to happen. So if an entity comes or anything, sometimes I see that I have arms around me, or sometimes I see that wings just pull me out of the dream, or a metaphor of whatever that protection it is, right? So having a plant that you purchase can serve for many things. First of all, because of all of the pollution and contamination and damage that we're doing as humans to this planet, imagine each and every one of us will plant a tree to say, tree, you are gonna be me. You and I will be connected. I will take care of you. Your roots are gonna be mine. We're gonna support each other through having a better life. How different our cities will be, how different our neighborhoods will be. And this is a simple thing we can do beyond all the complicating agendas people are streaming in YouTube. Life and ascension don't have to be complicated. We do a lot of things already. Why making healing more complicated? Get a plan. You're gonna be my Reiki for the rest of my life. I will take care of you. If you die, I'll purchase another one. So be it. Get a crystal. Sage it. You can put your hands a little bit. You don't need to be a Reiki, whatever. Your intention, it's enough. But if you know Reiki, if you know Theta Healing or Pranic Reiki or Auric reading or whatever healing technique or light language, just do it. And do it on the plan. It's going to be like, do it to you and all of your intentions. And when you meditate, you can create spaces for your house, your kids, your partner, your boyfriend, your work, the project that your mission that you want to do, Gaia, your country, the government, the economy, whatever. You just can create pockets, and while you meditate, you can ask if it is meant to be, if it is for the highest good. From higher self to higher self, I would love to share this healing with this and this and this and this. And then healing don't have to be complicated. We could heal each other's instantly if we believe it. The challenge is to believe it, because it isn't that we need a grain of mustard to move a mountain. We are the mountain. We are the block we need to move. Sometimes when we sabotage ourselves, when we feel limited, life is hard, it's horrible, I just want to leave the planet, and blah, 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 blah. Life, it isn't easy, but we can get smarter and it will feel easier when you know how to play the game of life. Yes, there is a lot of things going on. We're going more empathic. 2023 comes like a rocket of awakening for the collective, right? A lot of people, it's being slapped in the face from the universe, so they will wake up deeper and deeper and deeper. The majority of the sessions I have been having is for people that just wake up 6 months ago, 3 months ago, a year ago, and guess what? They're doing light language. Some are seeing auras, and I said, oh, they don't know about a lot of things, but for a spirit, it don't care. If they were ready to receive it, they receive it. Especially younger generation, because they don't have a lot of limitations because of the Avengers and the multiverse and whatever. They are more open for that multiplicity that we all could have. if we believe it. If you think it is a simple technique to have a plant, to have a crystal, to plant it in your garden or have as many as you want and then practice that connection with the elements of Gaia, then we wouldn't feel like it's hard every time we have an equinox or a lion's gate or a portal that is just like, oh, it's so draining. But it's draining because when we don't connect with Gaia, guys, it's like going to work but not talking with anyone. Like, say, I don't want to know about you. You are toxic. All of you. Just don't bother with me. But I don't know what they're doing. So if I don't know what Gaia is doing through my own channel, then how it is that I will adjust into what it must be, what I want to become. And for that, we need to be present. Whatever technique is simple for you to gather your own center, then go for it. It could be candle gazing. It could be cards. It could be, for me, the easiest is meditation. Meditation, at least 10 or 15 minutes once a day. It's enough to put us with a multiplicity of opportunities, so every day it's better than the day before. Let me drink a little bit of my juice and see if I can read your questions. Please type your questions if I bypass them. I appreciate your stars, beautiful. I hope you are feeling better. I love you. And those are going to be multiplied to you. Thank you, Tiffany. Thank you, Jen. I appreciate it. Pineda Angel, you're always right here. Anna, thank you so much. You're one of my angels. Tiffany Belinda, thank you, Angela. Let me see if I have questions. If you guys have any questions to any animal communication or plant communication, let me see. What animal is in my main guide tanks? What animal is in my main guide tanks? Dolphin. It was the first thing that came to my mind, Angel. I hope that makes sense for you. I have 6 beautiful dogs. Jill share with us, and I love plants and flowers. Dogs, for me, they have such a dragon personality. They are very adorable, dorky sometimes, if that is the correct word, but they are very, very good protectors, and they are excellent to make us be in the vibe, to make us smile, to live our aura. Anna sharing with us, thank you, Greta, guys, for your service. Thank you so much. She said that I almost have outdoor plants and large trees that I love, and I feel connected to them, protected by them, water them, give them extra food, and I've been wondering what kind of things I may be able to ask them to help me for the collective. Well, it's very simple, Anna. What do trees do? The main function they do is they eat, I don't know if I can say this in English, dioxide of carbon. And when they exhale, they give us oxygen. So I don't know if that was a word in English, because I don't know how in English is, but in Spanish is dióxido de carbono. So we eat oxygen and then exhale the dioxide of carbon, I think it will be. And animals do the opposite, which means they could serve as to transmute. So whatever darkness it is, they could get it in and then transform it into light. They also help us to have shelter. Without trees, when we don't have homes, we also use wood for our furniture. They also give us a little bit of shade so the sun doesn't burn us. At the same time, they can have fruit on it, so we can have fruits because of them, olives, apples, oranges, lemons, lots of things. And at the same time, they are homes for many, many other little animals and little plants like mushrooms and chipmunks and bunnies and lots of things that lives when they are trees. But in the ascension journey, what trees do, especially pines and trees from forests, the most total trees, is they are antennas. They communicate the information from continents through the meridians, from the cosmos, as if there would be like radio stations, like satellite things. And they what they emanate that we are not perceiving through their aura, it's like a low frequency solfeggio. It's like a song, kind of like the Om, but it looks more like an orchestra from, I don't know, kind of like Mozart or Beethoven music, something like that. We don't hear that, but it doesn't mean they don't emanate that, and that it's helping to harmonize all the mess humanity does. For example, the animals in the oceans, what they do, they work with the mechanics of Gaia. What they are swimming and migrating like birds from the north to the south, from the south to the north in winter to the summer, and then the waves of the ocean that shift from hot and cold and all that stuff, they are working kind of like doing Reiki on the planet. This is not something that we normally are aware of, but it's happening. Animals and plants, they are more coordinated to the earth than humanity. I was watching a TED Talk with my kids. We watch something when we eat. Sometimes it's anime, sometimes it's a movie. When I can, I put something that's scientific. And they were saying that if insects will disappear from Earth in 5 years, we will all die. Because my question was, I asked my kids, why do you think cockroaches and insects exist? I think it's just to bother us. And my son say, no, mom, they are very basic, because I was hearing in this documentary that they eat all the garbage, the plastic, the chemicals that we are creating, and it's a faster way for the planet to transmute, instead of plastic to, having a time frame of 100 years to be decomposed and transform into organic. When cockroaches and all of those insects eat that plastic, that is transformed faster than in a natural way, let's say. And I was like, oh, that the person from the documentary was saying that if we disappear in 5 years, the whole planet will flourish. If humans we will leave to Mars or to whatever colony, all the animals that are endangered to be extinct, and they will not be extincted, and they will find a new harmony, so they will all thrive. And I was like, oh my God, how much unconsciousness we have to the place we live. Because without the planet, even though the much knowledgeable we could be, smart, badass, QA, IQ, or whatever you want to call it, if we don't have planet, we're screw, literally. And this is one of the things that it's insanely changing. The planet is going to change in such a way that is going to force humanity or to align with the planet, or to leave to Mars or to whatever. That's why I think, well, I'm not sure, because this is your possibilities. I think communities for awakened people, awakened families, are going to be the solution to treat ourselves as an individual, as a society, to have a different education, a different type of economy, and a different type of government system that will not only uplift us in our own authenticity, but also support everyone else, including our plants and our animals and our waters and our air and all that it is surrounding us, so we stop being the stone in the shoe and we become part of the solution. But we can only do that through being aware of what I can do, so I can make my world better. And normally it's simple things like plant a tree in your house or purchase, I don't know, food for the birds in the park, or something that isn't that expensive, something that isn't that hard to do. Maybe do a talk of awareness in my Facebook page or in my YouTube, or talk to my kids and my family, like, hey, we're not gonna use to go containers anymore, we're going to go organic, or whatever we can do that's simple and easy to bring that awareness. It may be part of the solution that we're all needed going into that new earth where everything vibrates in harmony for the highest good of all. With animals and plants, you communicate, at least I do, in a PowerPoint presentation that only has one, two, or three images. But because animals are getting so fucking smart, they get their free will to ignore us completely, and they will choose to agree with us or not. Because if what we're asking isn't on alignment with what they want, they just say, human, not on my watch. I'm not gonna go there. Even you wanna kiss me because you need self-love, I have my harmony here, so just back off. Especially cats. Maybe dogs are more, but every animal will have a type of humanization to collide with us, and they also are connected with the all elemental kingdoms. I think it's amazing how ants organize all each other without the need to have laws, regulations, procedures, constitution, government, or bees, or birds. How they know how to travel from Canada to Argentina if their parents did it, but their parents already did. How they know how to find the whole way going back to the source? How do they know? Because they trust their gut and their instinct, because they work in their community. And this is something that I personally believe, and you guys can disagree with me, we're not making. Sometimes it's challenging to have a Thanksgiving dinner with your family. And Radam Das, it was a proof of enlightenment. It is if you can have a dinner with your family and be at ease. I'm just talking general. So whatever that I can do that is on my hands to make my day better, maybe it is to have a plan that will reiki me for the rest of my life. Maybe that it is the extra baby step for you to be in alignment. Let's go with simplicity, guys, because things are already complicated, and spirituality shouldn't be complicated. Why am I gonna create a healing technique that you need to do in an hour and a half to heal your past, when you can just choose to feel good in the present and said, you know what? I would just release all that. I just want to be appreciated because I'm alive, because I have a place instead, because I have lots of opportunities to be happy today because it's Friday. and healing maybe is just about the shift where I don't need to do a lot of stuff, and I just can feel good where I am doing what I'm doing, and feel like, oh, I already have it, and I will figure it out, and doesn't matter that I don't know. Whatever I know is working out for me, and fuck it, I'm in alignment and I'm gonna make it, and everyone else, and this is good, and It's all about attitude, guys. It's all about attitude. Because we can be our worst enemies. I was my worst enemy. Or I can be my best friend. But it's my choice. And also it's the choice of everyone else. Let me see. Okay. I can talk for hours. You guys know me. But I have to go and pick up my kids. And then I think we're gonna have pizza day or something, maybe sushi day because it's Friday, and I always try to do something fun on Friday because it used to be Friday payday, and when it's your payday, it's the best day of your week. It's just like, oh, it's payday, but I don't have a payday anymore. But I want to keep the Friday is a happy day because tomorrow there is no school and I can just sleep more, and that is a reason enough to be happy about Friday. So let's just bring your higher self in, and you don't have to have a plant, but imagine you do. Imagine you have a plant. And just breathe in and out and call for upon the assistance of your higher self and whoever it is in the most highest and best to assist you today to create the connections with the elementals, if that's meant to be, if that's for the highest good. And let's call upon the plant kingdom and the animal kingdom, the elemental kingdom, the kings and queens from the insects, the guardians of the crystals, the spirit of water, the spirit of fire, the spirit of air, the spirit of the light, presence of the sun, the presence of the moon, Mother Gaia, your own guides to assist you. Now I would like for you, with your own words, set your own intention. And if you want to purchase a plant or use a plant that you already have and do this later, you can do that. I will be very happy if you do that. If you plant a tree or whatever, that it's easy for you. But I'm going to do just a minute of light language. My intention it is that I can be a clear channel for unconditional love and pure source consciousness. And I would love to ask the trees to blend and be interwoven with my own roots so we can be all connected with all the elements in the perfect harmony of love and divine order in the rightful way. So I just can receive whatever I need to receive now and everyone else. Biche kiara korovara te ashka seko ba te ikiara korevava te ki ikikesova te ashna. You guys are gonna feel your third eye open because we're downloaded the definition from the source that you know from the concept of creator of all how to communicate with animals and plants in the elemental kingdoms and the spirit. That is easy for you. That's part of your personality, and that you can teach yourself how to do it. Each of you will sense like a finger of light opening your third eye. That will be your higher self. And as you focus on it and imagine the light penetrate your forehead deep, 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 and reach out into your pineal gland, you're going to imagine as ease a flower will just open in the middle of your head, and you will imagine that you can see the codes that will install the definition so your telepathic communication is restored in the level that you need, in the harmony that you are in, for the highest good of all. Kite korovara ti ashka sekova te eki iki ate ki ashka. Any other intention that you would like to set for today, you can do that now. Ti te ki abase iki ate ki ashka te korova iki ashka. So just breathe in the light and breathe the light out through your third eye. And let's be grateful for what we receive. I'm grateful for each and every one of you for your support. Take whatever that resonates with you and disregard the rest. I appreciate your comments, your support. You guys make it possible that this is the best job that I can have. And for that, I am very, very, very grateful because I love to do this. I think I can talk all day, every day. And at the same time, I love the connection. I will do it the next Friday. And remember to go on the calendar and sign up for the third eye workshop that is going to be donation based. If you cannot donate, just show up and be. It's going to be like 2.5 hours, and I will channel and then 1.5 hours of questions in the best way that I can. And that is going to be a Saturday before, yes, a Saturday before the equinox. Next Friday, we're going to talk a little bit about what the equinox is and how you can prepare yourself and choose your own ritual for manifestation. There is a vortex of manifestation. And then I think I have a new moon. I don't remember exactly the date. That you can Google that. And always when we have new moon or full moon, it's good to choose any meditation or any ritual for you to set your intentions for manifestation. When you set intentions, you create energy pockets for spirit to come, and then those wishes are given wings so they can be real in whatever way it's meant to be for all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. See you guys next Friday. And lastly, have a beautiful, beautiful rest of your day. Have fun. Have fun on this weekend. Bye-bye.